Something about that moment on Good Morning Britain felt different the second Darragh Ennis leaned forward in his chair. You could almost sense the studio air shift, that quiet pause where a familiar face from our screens decides to pull back the curtain just a little. Not with drama or revelation for its own sake, but with the gentle honesty of someone who's lived both sides of the quiz show whirlwind, first as a wide-eyed contestant, now as the menace himself. There he was, chatting away on GMB, and you could see the warmth in his eyes as he addressed what so many of us have quietly wondered while shouting answers at our televisions. The biggest misconception about the chase. That it all runs like some perfectly polished machine where the chasers are locked in constant rivalry or secret strategy sessions, or that the drama unfolding feels as raw and immediate as it looks from our sofas. Darragh painted a picture that felt refreshingly human, one that made you pause and appreciate the craft behind those edge-of-your-seat moments. What struck many viewers watching was how thoughtfully he unpacked the filming process. The show is recorded in blocks, meaning the chasers don't actually spend nearly as much time together as we might imagine. Everyone thinks we live in a house together, he joked, but the reality is far more grounded, huge stretches of time off, seeing more of the crew and Bradley Walsh than fellow quizzers. It almost seemed to humanize the whole operation. These aren't larger-than-life rivals plotting in green rooms, they're professionals who show up, bring their best, and then step back into their own lives. Some audiences began wondering whether that distance actually makes their on-screen chemistry even more special, because it's real, earned in those intense studio hours rather than manufactured off-camera. And then there was the money. Oh, that one hit deep for anyone who's ever felt their heart sink when a team takes the low offer. Darragh gently explained how the cash isn't real until that final chase is won. It's numbers on a screen, pretend stakes until the buzzer sounds and victory makes it tangible. You could feel the emotional weight in his delivery, the way he respected the contestants' journeys while shining a light on the mechanics. It wasn't dismissive, it was illuminating. Many viewers noticed how this shifted their perspective. Suddenly those tense decisions carried a different kind of drama, one rooted in psychology and pressure rather than literal pounds vanishing into thin air. What made the segment linger wasn't just the facts, it was Darragh's quiet admiration for the fairness baked into the show. He spoke about contestants' challenging answers, the independent adjudicators stepping in to verify, the pauses in recording to get it right. There's something profoundly reassuring in knowing that behind the high stakes and quick thinking sits a commitment to integrity. It almost felt like he was inviting us, the audience, into the family of the show, not as passive watchers, but as people who care about the truth behind the entertainment we love. You could sense the studio atmosphere warm as he shared these insights. Bradley Walsh's energy, the familiar rhythm of morning television, it all blended into a moment that felt less like celebrity promotion and more like a trusted friend explaining why something we cherish works the way it does. Viewers online interpreted the exchange as a breath of fresh air in an age of cynicism about reality TV. While nothing has been confirmed in any dramatic expose sense, the possibility that these glimpses behind the curtain deepen our appreciation rather than diminish it. That resonated strongly. Darragh's journey itself adds another layer of fascination, from scientists studying insect brains at Oxford to accidental quizzer who thought the call to join was a prank from mates. His humility shines through, his not claiming to be a genius, just someone who worked incredibly hard, learning to retain a little about a lot. That approach mirrors what makes the chase special, accessible brilliance, the thrill of ordinary people stepping up against extraordinary minds. Some people watching felt a renewed respect for the preparation, the unseen hours that make those lightning-fast answers possible. In the end, moments like this on Good Morning Britain remind us why we keep coming back to these shows. It's not just the competition or the knowledge on display. It's the human stories underneath, the misconceptions we carry, the truths that surprise us, the way a simple interview can reframe how we see an entire cultural phenomenon. The atmosphere in the studio seemed lighter afterward, as if everyone, hosts, guests, and viewers at home, shared a little nod of understanding. Perhaps what stayed with so many wasn't a single bombshell, but the gentle invitation to look closer at something we thought we already knew. To appreciate the craft, the fairness, the real people making the magic happen. And maybe that's why conversations like Darragh's continue sparking thoughts long after the credits roll. What did you notice in that GMB chat? Did it change how you watch the chase? Drop your thoughts below. We'd love to hear what stood out for you.